Okay, we are like right on time. Hello, good evening. I am looking forward to our chat this evening. I have a fun event that I'm going to share, but um, I'm going to at least introduce myself, kind of wait for everybody to come in. Um, we're going to have a really decent show tonight. It is. And for those of you that are watching this later, feel free to book a session with me. If finances are a concern, I will work with you. I never want someone to not be able to have help because they can't afford something. Unfortunately, I do have to charge because this is what I do for my living, but I will work something out with you. Okay, so but just don't ever feel like you are stuck and you have no one to talk to. Hello, Miss Jeannie and Miss Erica. Welcome. I know. And there's Miss Jeannie who kind of helps me with my finances and is always on me like, you need to charge. Stop it. And I was like, okay, I know. She's a good businesswoman, and I feel like that's why Jeannie's around me so she can keep me straight there. Um, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Hello, Miss Dawn. Aw. Oh, and Dawn, my cousin Lisa wanted to get in touch with you. So I'm hoping that she comes onto the live tonight. So, ladies, greetings. As you know, I am Janie Daly. I'm your psychic counselor, minister, and I am a nurse. And this is for you guys and for people that if you have very psychic kids or if you have very psychic grandchildren or even like a mate, because there's a lot of men that are kind of very psychic in disguise, so to speak. They don't say anything, but it's funny. I used to have a sign in my office that said, I'm not the dentist, because the guys, when the wife would bring the spouse, the guy would be like shaking. And I'm like, oh my gosh, would you relax? I'm not the dentist. I'm not going to cause you any pain. Relax. But it's funny because it turns out that the husband is always the one who has like so many questions. And the wife is like smacking him on the shoulder going, come on, we've got to go. We can't be here all night. She has other clients. Anyway, so yeah. If you have children, grandchildren, yourself, your mates, book a session. We can do workshops. If there's a couple like family members, whatever, we could do group workshops, which will be filled with fun activities and things that will help you, because it is important. When my psychic ability like started kicking really big time in my 30s, because all these years I was trying to keep it under wraps, the doctor said to me, you have to learn to control it. Don't let it control you, because you guys, you'll get headaches. Depression is huge. Addictive behavior is huge. Psychic people have addictive behavior. I can tell you, like, even the people who, those that are addicted to, narcotics, meth, etc., I can tell you that 99.9 of them are highly, highly psychic people. And I'm not saying that, because of like seeing things, it's going to turn you away. I mean, it's also like childhood trauma / drama, of course, but it goes together. People like us, you guys, we are extremely sensitive. We are very sensitive. Even though we can act like, oh, excuse the expression, but oh, yeah, we're badass. Oh, and thank you, Don. I'll let Lisa know. But even though we can act like we are badass and we're tough, we are sensitive beings, very sensitive souls. That's why too animals are drawn to us. And I wasn't gonna talk about this, but I feel like I have to talk about telepathy tonight. Because if you want to have a little fun project, try it on your animals. Do telepathy. Just look at your pet and speak with your mind and look in the eyes. And it's funny, you can with Ellie, I did something like go get something, go get a toy out of your box. And the ball, I said, yeah, I was talking about the ball that her auntie gave her. And she went over, she got the ball. So they do understand. But anyway, so oh, I'm hoping Frank comes by too. But you guys, thank you for taking time and showing up here tonight. I do appreciate that. But getting back into that, like, yes, it's so important. And I find like I didn't focus so much on this before, because I took that break to become a nurse for a little while, which actually does help with the healing. Because I do feel that people that heal, they should have some medical experience. Wait, I'm gonna like turn this down a little. This, oh my gosh. Sorry, you guys. I should have done this before, but they don't, it's kind of hard to, okay. But yes, I feel like people who do healing should have some medical knowledge because that's serious stuff. Putting energy and your hands on someone, you can hurt them, So anyway, that's a whole nother story. But learning about your sixth sense, you take care of the other five senses. You have to take care of all six of them. All six of them work together. And living proof of that is somebody like Helen Keller. Do you notice? I mean, here she was, but she was able to. And if you'll find too that if one of your senses is weak, the others are very heightened. So it is amazing and it's important. The thing that gets my goat, so to speak, is for some reason when you talk about the sixth sense, people are like, oh, I don't believe in that. And I'm like, what? And again, I'm always like, please don't say that. Or if you're going to say it, you may want to whisper it because sixth sense is common sense. So you don't want to exactly be that person to stand on the mountain and go, hey, I don't have common sense because I don't believe in it. Not good. I say that with jest, but actually I am very serious. Because that's what we're going to talk about tonight too. It's ridiculous. And I feel like the sixth sense is put in with everything that is dark. And that's so wrong. That is so wrong. I mean, considering that we see things, we touch things, we taste things. I just don't understand. Well, I do understand why. And I stand by the fact that back in the early days, the sixth sense was considered like a sin or demonic because you guys, some of us know how to do remote viewing. We can do remote viewing. Or if somebody is not telling you the truth, you know. And that's a no-no, so to speak. The thing of it is too, even I hope I can get this straight because I always ask God, what do you want me to teach? What do you want? What words do you want? And the one thing that I kept getting is we are all connected. We are all connected. And I guess because I keep seeing a lot of, and you guys know this, I spoke about it last week, but I didn't realize it was so strong. With you guys that are here, would any one of you say that you're born again? And you aren't familiar with that term, right? I'm going to tell you, and I speak from love. And for those that know me, kindness is number one for me. Kindness is huge. And I would never say anything bad about someone. But I've been a bit puzzled. I've only been a bit puzzled because I do understand if somebody, if they didn't have any belief system and let's say they were addicts and all of a sudden they got their life together and the light bulb went off, that I get. That I get. Because that is born again. You know what I mean? You're out of the darkness and you're in the light, that's awesome. But see, I look at my life. And with my life, as you guys know, my mom passed away when I was young, just about 8, but she was really sick before that. So, and, I didn't have a solid home, so to speak. I didn't. So my mother, I was very close to my mom. And I would tell people too that, oh, I'm actually lucky because my mom is with me all the time. Yeah, I would actually say that to people because people were always like, oh, you poor dear. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I know, Dawn, you're right. They don't believe in any of this. You're right. You are so right. And the crazy thing is, your sixth sense, that's your cell phone to God. That's how God speaks to you. So, you know what it is? I'm going to throw something in here right now. What the plan, and I'm like totally jumping ahead, but the thing of it is, they talk about like the devil, that's the devil. Right. You're right. Because if you say, oh no, that's bad stuff, that's bad, we're not going to do that, we're not going to do that. Well, guess what? You just made somebody or something really happy because you just said you don't believe in the cell phone that God gave you and you're not going to use it. So, that would be a little frightening for me, because then you're being controlled. Nobody should tell you what you can believe in and what you can't, unless it's common sense like murder. I mean, if you don't know the difference with that, can't really help you on that, but you know what I mean. But oh my gosh. Anyway, to get back, I know I saw that, Dawn, and I'm like, because it blows my mind because it is common sense. And it's like, you're going to see bad things too. Does that mean that's the devil? So you're going to gouge out your eyeballs? Or you're going to hear things that aren't good? You're going to like make yourself deaf? And it makes no sense. I mean, it does though. It does when you stand back and you look at beings or lower entities that have plans. That's a perfect plan. Get them to turn on each other and say that what they're seeing, it's bad. And it's like, yeah, it's actually pretty genius of lower entities to take it around that way. And what's sad is that people fall for it. But a lot of people that fall for it, I liken them to like baby deer. You know what I mean? Like they've been like in hell, so to speak. Their life has been hell, and they're finally like they're going to get off drugs, let's say, and they're like babies. They're just beginning, and they do require love. I mean, everybody requires love, but especially after somebody has been through the hell and back, with no pun intended. They do require care, but unfortunately, anyway, I'll get into that later. You guys know where I'm going with it. It can get very nasty. And I can honestly say that some of the experiences I've had are with people that say they're born again. But anyway, so talk about born again. So as I said, my mom was with me the whole time. And like I said, I would tell people, I am so blessed because my mom is with me, like all the time. So if I need her help, she's right there. So, and then, I'm like the girl that was raised by wolves, so to speak. Jesus, God, Archangel Michael, they basically raised me. They did. Not basically, they did. Check this out. Never as a kid did I ever encounter Ouija boards. I never encountered cards, the tarot cards, never. And then those games where, like, I don't know, you take your fingers and you're lifting somebody, never encountered that. And then there was something about, I do remember like kids talking about it, but me personally never encountered it. Something about Mary in a graveyard or something Bloody Mary or something in a graveyard. Anyway, I never encountered that stuff, you guys. Never. And I had friends. The reason I didn't, because I was young and very vulnerable. I was a kid. So it's like anything, if you need to learn about something first, That's like with driving, for instance. That's nice that you want to get out and drive, but who's going to give you the keys and say, here you go, good luck, be safe? You have to learn how to drive, and you learn what's safe. You learn the safeguards, what to look out for, anything in life. And that's why with your sixth sense, it's foolish. It's foolish to be so closed-minded and go, nope, don't believe in that. It's foolish. There's good and bad in everything. In everything. I'm not saying that it's all roses. You see a lot of good, but it's part of the senses. With the six senses, you see the good, you see the bad. But you use common sense, like with your eyes, when they're telling you, don't wear, when you go out, you have to wear sunglasses. Okay, because you have to take care. It's the same with your sixth sense. You have to take care of it. So to sit there and say, oh no, that's because of the devil, it's like ludicrous to me. And you guys, now I'm probably being rude, but it's like, how could somebody think like that? Like, you're not a robot. That's yours. That's a gift that belongs to you. And somebody's going to tell you, like, whether you can use it or not. That's like, makes no sense to me whatsoever. But anyway, and the thing of it is too, with your sixth sense, you are completely connected. Everybody, which is what God was saying, like saying that we are all connected. What is wrong with you? Did you agree with me or no? Brett. What? She's staring at me. Oh, probably because there's people filling around here right now. That makes sense. Chad's here. Erica, he loves you. He's here with you. Because he's like, well, mates were invited. Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyway, that's kind of cute. Anyway, so I should ask you too, I'm kind of late by doing this, but I ask you guys to subscribe and to hit like. And in the message, if you don't want to write a message, put your angel emoji in it, or 111 or 444. 444, you guys, Jesus numbers. So and angels, the 111, as soon as you see 111, Jeannie will tell you, we stop what we're doing, and it's angel wishes. It's time to request if you need help with something, but it's also time to give thanks for everything that they've done for us, everything they've done for you. And, if you want to pray for somebody else, that's what it's for. Take that moment. 444, Jesus numbers. And that's where Jesus is like, I'm really here with you. Your loved ones will make sure that you see your birth date numbers. So just a little, yeah, there's always messages, always. Because I can say too, with the work that I do, my favorite thing, I love doing the animals. I love animal communication. And then I also, of course, love messages from the other side. That includes your loved ones, your angels, your guides, God, Jesus, love Archangel Michael. It's fun. And it saddens me for anybody who allows an organization to say, oh, no, that's bad. But anyway, I want to kind of move into, because I didn't want to bash anyone. The point of saying this is, so my whole life, I've always been connected to God, to Jesus. I told you guys when I was a little girl, I wanted to die. I wanted to go home because I hated being here without my mom. And I just wanted to go home because my grandmother hated me. I was miserable. So I just wanted, and then I saw Jesus. And so I've always been connected, even with God, always. Okay, so this is kind of funny. I don't think I ever shared this before. Anyway, so I was probably maybe about seven or eight. I don't want it to be 6, so I'm going to go for 7 or 8 tops. My grandmother used to be a chain smoker, and she used to smoke, I think they were Kent cigarettes, I think. So, but she would always leave her cigarettes burning in the ashtray. So one day I go in the kitchen, I'm like, let me try this. So I took a couple, not one, I took a couple puffs. And I was like, no. But then somebody had said, if kids smoke, you don't grow. You're going to be like a little person. So you guys, every night, every night, I said to God, I am so sorry. I didn't mean, I was just trying it out. I'm not going to smoke. Please let me grow. Please, dear God, let me grow. And I'm like, almost 6 foot. So, but anyway, point being is that I've always had this connection. So I can never say to that's why I don't understand the born again stuff, because I never left the love of God. I've always spoken to God. I've always spoken to Jesus. So for me to hear people go, oh, yeah, are you born again? I'm like, what do you mean? And yes, I was baptized, and I was like 2 weeks old. But my mom did that at Mercy Hospital because she knew she was going to die. So she went ahead, and that meant a lot to her to have us baptized. So would I change that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't need to be dipped in water to be born. I've never left. I've never been unborn or not born. I've always, always. So I guess what I'm saying to you guys, if you feel you've had that connection, that's good. I guess like we can always strengthen it if you feel like you haven't strengthened it, which that probably would be true too. Like if you feel like you're not close, or some people think that they don't deserve to be loved at all, and they think that they're not special enough, which is so not even true. Not even close. Mm-mm. Not even close. But, because all of you are. And like, and here's the thing too, because a lot of people think like you have to be kind of nun-like. Hello, Jennifer. For those of you that know me, do I appear nun-like? I mean, that's even ridiculous to even ask that question. But my heart is good. I'm kind, and that's the goal. I got to do this too. I must say this. Yes. For those people though, congratulations for those people who didn't have a connection and now they do. Okay, I get that. I could see, born again. I could see that. And congratulations. That's phenomenal. But the biggest thing too, I'm supposed to share, God helps those who help themselves. So because you started your communication back, because the communication's always been going, it's just you that felt that you were closed off. If you haven't felt close to God or Jesus. If you're taking medications, you don't just go off your medications. And I can say that as a nurse, okay? You don't just stop medications. There's a lot of people that are on psych meds and they hate being on psych meds. But if they work, they work. If you want to go off, then you titrate. You never just stop. Because I will tell you, one of the things that happens with psych meds, if you just stop, you can go into religious psychosis. And that's where it's like, amen, Jesus is coming, hallelujah. The devil says, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah. And you're like, it's psychosis. So please be careful with that, because it's dangerous and you can really hurt yourself. And, people always talk about like you're younger and you can do things, but once you like that kind of stuff affects your brain. So you don't want to be somebody who gets, Alzheimer's when you're in your 50s. That's very young. But anyway, so you guys, oh, and if you have any questions, feel free because now I can see. I can see. I didn't mean to sound like I'm all over the place. I just feel like you guys, we're like special people. And when I say special people, it's okay to be special. I mean, I feel like if we had a church, let's say, everybody, like, you're special because you have a group of people with common, common things in common traits, and you share a lot of similarities. So it's important too, and it's so nice. It's so nice to be around people like yourself. There's no explaining. You are who you are. Because I find how many times you have to say, oh, I know this sounds really strange. And no, I'm not crazy. But because you have to, hello, Miss Karen, because you have to explain signs or things that have happened. And that's the thing, too. With us, that's why I'm looking for a term for us. I mean, light workers is nice, but I feel like we need something else. So if you guys can come up with a name, because, I don't know. I'm like funny about the word Christian now. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just funny with that because I don't know. There's different kinds, kind of like different cultures. I don't know how to explain it, but you guys, you get the gist of what I'm saying. Okay, so we did talk about that. Also, I'm supposed to share this with you as well. Okay, so a lot of the stuff they show on TV, it's garbage. And there was actually somebody who somebody who has a YouTube channel who said that she was on some paranormal show and she said none of it was true. Okay. So, but the reason I say that is because I know, like with Sylvia Brown, for instance, how many of you felt like you just weren't getting it because you're not seeing the person like the way that we're seeing each other. You're not seeing that person. And Sylvia made it sound like they were right in front of her, and excuse me, they didn't really explain how it goes. First of all, the biggest thing is if you want to get in touch with someone on the other side, anyone, the first thing is to think your thoughts. Telepathy. That's how we do it. That's why when you are dreaming, and like, let's say if you're running and you need help, but you can't, nothing comes out. That's because you guys, we don't speak. Over there, we don't speak. We do telepathy, mental telepathy. What I talked about earlier. And seriously, you can experiment with little kids too. Little kids are pretty good at that. And definitely animals. But yes. Okay. So yeah. So with dreams, but what is this? I'm sorry. I'm looking at this and okay. Sorry, jumping, but I missed one of the kind of important points. You guys, addictions too can act as like a devil on your back because, the people that I speak to, it's like they are being told, come on, just do it one more time. You'll feel so much better. And then it's kind of like, yeah, remember like what it felt like the very first time you did this. And that makes somebody fall. So, because I wanted to like end that conversation, but it's really important because the part that I needed to close with is that I need to close that topic with is a lot of people come out that are Christian and they are like, God says no makeup, no caffeine, don't do this, you can't have that. Oh, God says you got to do this. And God says that I've got to. It's like, you guys, I know God's my boss. I work for him. He's my boss. But he's very lax. Then if other people are living like that, no, you are here for a lesson. This is school. This is school. So if you're going to have somebody instructing and telling you everything to do, you're defeating the purpose of why you're here. Because you're human and God gave you free will. And that free will is to learn, to grow, and to go. Nobody's going to be there going, no makeup, especially with the things that are going on in our world right now. Really? Makeup? Come on. That's up to you. You are special. You are gifted. Every one of us is special. Every one of us are freaking amazing. Every one of us. And like, you need to tell yourselves that. You need to tell yourselves that every day. Because I will tell you, I'm so sure of this. When we have a session, if I were to say something negative about you, you're going to remember that for the rest of your life. But if I say something nice about you, you're probably going to forget by the time our session is over. And if like an hour later, if I call you or I text you and say, hey, what did I say nice about you? Well, I think, I don't remember. Yeah. Because we are so programmed we're not good enough. We are all connected though. That's the thing too. We are so connected. I mean, we think about each other. We think about similar things with each other. That's how we get our friends too. We tend to be with people that are like us. But there are entities at play here. It's a spiritual war. And I've heard that from people that have passed away. It's a spiritual war. And they're fighting. They fight for our souls. They do. But you guys, the plan is we can win. We just need to stick together. Stick together. Instead of being like, oh, the sixth sense, that's the devil. Well, if I were God, I'd be very insulted. It's like you were given this beautiful gift and you're going to give credit to something else. So the point of that is just, yes, there's good and there's bad. And it's good to be aware. And, my favorite thing is, my favorite saying, especially when I'm grouchy, I'm like, not today, Satan, not even going to happen. But I have to add too, I always respect everyone and everything. I always respect, because I feel like in everything, there's good and bad in everything and everyone. But as long as you have respect, it goes a long way. So you guys, so on that, sorry for that lecture, but I never want anybody to think it's like, oh, well, you're not part of that club because you're not born again. That's ludicrous. As long as you have faith, you believe, and you live. I live this way. I treat people the way that Jesus would treat people. And the thing of it is too, everybody's talking about, oh yeah, because the biggest thing now is like, oh, we're at the end of the world. We're at the end and you'll see. Okay. All right. Do you guys remember 1999? That was fun. Couldn't get water or toilet paper. But anyway, the important thing is kindness, because you never know. You never know. You could be entertaining an angel. And you never know. Jesus could be amongst us. But everybody thinks, they think of that picture, that a white man, brown hair, male, of course. Oh, there's no gender on the other side, you guys. There's no gender. But anyway, food for thought. It is about being kind to others and having respect. And if somebody doesn't share your views, that's okay. We're all different. That's what makes the world go round. And the most important is to share kindness. Kindness is everything. Because I do believe that humans are like animals, and animals can tell when somebody does not have good intentions. An animal will growl at you, or some animals will bite. But you guys, yeah, if you can also reach out to people, because everybody in here is phenomenal souls. Yes, vivid dreams, Erica, are actually visitations. Yes, they're visitations. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Lots of times when you're having a vivid dream like that, you're in your REM state. And that's where you're awake, actually. Yeah, the vivid dreams are phenomenal. Oh my gosh. Yes. And oh my gosh. Even I think I might have talked about this, but I know I used to be afraid of heights. And then one night I go to sleep, and you guys, I know I was with my guide, and I think I was with Jesus too. I don't like it because you don't see your guide. You know what I mean? You don't see your guide. You know somebody's with you. I mean, and it could be friends, because people have said they've seen me in their house too. So apparently I do go and I visit you guys. So fair warning. So if you see a cat purring and all happy, chances are I stopped to pet the cat, say hi to the dog. But oh my gosh. So in my dream, we were on top of a bridge. Huge. It was huge all the way up. It was just mountains, tons of green. And my guide had said, telepathy, let's go. You can do this. And I remember kind of gliding over I don't know about that. But then I remember thinking, I must have known. I'm like, what's the worst that could happen to me? I mean, it's not like I have this body and I'm going to splat. Yeah, I knew enough to know that. So I was like, all right, let's do it. And I flew. It was the coolest experience. And I can tell you, I have no fear of heights anymore because of that dream. It's really nice. So yes, you guys keep dream journals. Oh my gosh, definitely keep dream journals. Or if you're not going to write it, record them. But the only thing is, writing is nicer because you can go back and refer to them. But yes, I'm reading this, the twinning. Oh yes, twinning. Oh my gosh, yes. Well, the thing with twinning and oh yeah, Renee, yeah. Oh, definitely. Oh yeah, with the sisters. Yes, definitely twinning. That's the thing too. A lot of people that, the way that I learned is we choose kind of the same play, but different characters. So we do come in knowing a lot of the people that we've been around. Hence, that's why there's some people you immediately feel comfortable with, or there's some people that you just really dislike, but you don't know why. But a lot of it has to do with past life. A lot of it does. That's why, oh my gosh, there's so much to this. There's so much. The biggest thing is don't be afraid. Do not be afraid. And, it is exciting. I mean, because it's exciting when you see something beautiful. I just now, when I was explaining, when I saw that landscape, it was absolutely stunning. So, I mean, yeah, I can make, make something out of that. But when I say it, like, you don't want to scare the kids, though. You know, I can always tell also when I have people around because my cats come in. The cats come in and they just stare. And one poor little Simon's little eyes always get real wide. So, you guys, he's so cute. He's all black and he's got the prettiest green eyes and he's cute and he's got like a snaggle tooth. He's the one that was supposed to be a little teacup. He was supposed to be a little teacup kitten. He looks like a puma. He's huge. He's huge. That's why he has a snaggle tooth, because the vet had said that, his mouth wasn't big enough for his teeth. I don't know. I guess healing took place. Definitely. Oh, and also to divine intervention. When something does not make sense. Oh, good, Erica. Excellent. Excellent. When something does not make sense and you're left scratching your head, guaranteed it's divine intervention. So don't take that as like playing around. It's actually for real. That means it has a very special message. So pay attention to it. Especially when, you're just like that happened when I went to the pound and Lily was there, because I couldn't get my purse. These people were totally ignoring me at the counter at the Humane Society. And I'm like, are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. And would totally do it on purpose. And the dog that I was asking about, because I figured I'm there, I guess, to get a dog. And I'm asking about this older dog, thinking, well, the dog is older, so maybe not have a long lifespan, and I could at least give it a good life that it has left. And no, that dog's not to be rehomed. That dog is not for homing. Why? Because nobody wants her. Okay. That dog. I want to adopt that dog. No. Why? Because nobody wants her. See, that's a true scratching. I'm like, oh my gosh. But it's amazing. That's the other thing. I told you laughter is the key to safety. Laughter is the key to safety. You guys, even if you see something and you're scared, make yourself laugh. Because if it is something that's around you that doesn't have your best of intention, well, first of all, you call upon Archangel Michael immediately. The other thing you can do is laugh. So I'm going to share like something that happened. Do we have time? Oh my gosh, it's getting late. Yeah, so if you guys have questions too. Oh my gosh, I keep making this table shake. Okay. So one night, and this is when I had an office in Bel Air. I was dating somebody who was a true doubter. But I never because you are who you are. And when you're with me, you're going to have things happen to you. So I live with that too, you guys. The truth always comes to light. Always. And that's in every situation. So I've learned to you choose your battles, because some things aren't battles, because again, the truth always comes to light. That's a thing too. I feel that has been like a very important lesson, the lesson for me. And I want you guys to know that too, because even with all of the Christian stuff and the truth always comes to light, always. And, makes you think of what happened when I told you a story last week about the devout Christian man who was having a temper fit in the attic. So he was angry, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. But anyway, if you want to hear that, that was in last week's live. Anyway, so my office, I was in a building. It was the bedroom had 5 bedrooms. This was the most haunted place ever. If for me, I was even I remember getting my bath water ready and turning the water on and thinking, and saying a prayer. I would love to get out of here. And if I could, I would take my kids, I'd pack up, and I would just go with what we had on our backs because it was really big time bad. It was really bad, like really. But anyway, I mean, there was some good stuff too, but there's a lot of bad. But anyway, so my office used to be a dentist office. And it was a nice office. I had an office in there. I had a meditation room. I had like my office had a kitchen in the back, which Karen just loved the kitchen. I say that as a big joke. Poor Karen was like, I'm not going back there. It was pretty bad. But anyway, so, and then you could open the door and like go up a step and you would be in my house. And like immediately to the right, you're going upstairs, but to the left, you're obviously like on the landing. To the left, I had a mirror, and then you could go straight, step down, and you're in the house. So I see my ex. I see him like looking. He's walking back. He's looking in the mirror. He's walking this way. He's walking up steps. I said to him, what are you doing? And he didn't say anything. And I go, what are you doing? And he's still looking at everything. Like me, I'm scientific. I am scientific. That's why you guys, like, I am not a good person to take to a psychic fair unless, if it's for real and everybody's above board, I'm the best person to take and I will be your biggest supporter. But it's like, I am very scientific. I am extremely scientific. Anyway. So I look to see, what's he looking at? I look in the mirror and I see an orb. You guys, the orb looked like one of those Christmas bulbs, that goes on the Christmas tree, the chain of them, but it's a Christmas bulb. And it had all the chakra colors all around it. And it was tiny, it was tiny. So he goes, so you see that? And I said, yeah. And he's like, I'm trying to see where it's coming from. So I go, well, I don't know, but it's pretty. I walk back down into my office and he says, oh my gosh. I look and it's starting to come out of the mirror. It is moving slowly out of the mirror. So he comes down and he's a tall guy. He comes down by me and he's saying nothing. So I was like, oh my gosh, look at that. That is so cool. So of course I start playing with it. So I take my finger, and I put my hand out to it, like to greet it because it's coming straight for me. So I'm going like this with my hand, like this. And you guys, it's following my finger. It is completely following me. So then I go ahead, you can go to him now. He goes, no. It's like, oh, geez. So anyway, I go, okay, that's enough. You know what I mean? So then I put my hand down and it came right to my heart chakra and disappeared. It was awesome. It was so amazing. That's why, like, I love this kind of stuff. I love seeing that kind of stuff. I do know that one of the things I would like to go to one of those old hospitals and try to get those souls to move on. That would be nice. So if anybody has any ideas, and we could actually do like a class trip and see what we could do, that would be fun. So I have talked your ears off tonight. Thank you for joining me, of course. And I just wanted to remind you, please hit the subscribe button. And if you could share this, with others and let them know about our live. I want to do another live though, but I don't know when to do it. I don't know. So then I was thinking maybe Thursdays or Saturday. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Because I tried Thursday nights, but I think a lot of people tend to go out on Thursday night. So I don't know. But I am going to do another live. I want to definitely do more than one. And tonight I am doing angel cards, but I'm also going to do like meditation that'll kind of hold you through the week, through the rest of the week. Okay, so just to have that. But yes, thank you for joining me again. And remember to schedule your session. You could send me a text message or to direct message at Facebook or to janiedaily@gmail.com. Dawn, you think Saturday mornings? I was thinking Saturday mornings because I do remember when I had my office underneath um the two guys, the barber shop, or not the barber shop. I'm sorry, the hair salon. Saturday, I did have a Saturday workshop and people loved it. It was my busiest one. And I thought it would be, what time are you thinking? Because that's, yeah, I was actually thinking Saturday mornings. I think that would be nice. So I did want to make sure that I have everything. And pay attention to your dreams. Please pay attention to your dreams. Your dreams are very telling. You know, I mentioned that because I noticed that I actually had a dream, you guys, like really quick. I had a dream, and in my dream, I was at Loch Raven Boulevard, and there was a man behind me following me. And I could see his face very clearly in my dream. So I was a realtor at one time, and I decided one day, you know what? I'm going to go to Loch Raven Reservoir and I'm going to study for my, for my real estate exam. And I go, and behind me, there's a car. I look in that rear view mirror. Lo and behold, it was the guy that I saw in my dream to a T. So I was like, that's it. I am leaving. And do you know he followed me out of there? Yeah, he followed me out of there. So pay attention to your dreams. Because I always I know my mom sent that dream to me. I'm positive. 9 or 10, that sounds good. Coffee time, I like that. Yes, that sounds really good. That's a good idea. So that's what I'll do. 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock Saturday mornings. We'll do lives. And you guys, any topics. Because I have done this my whole life, it's normal to me. But a lot of people point out, Janie, that's not normal for us. So if there is something that I can help you, and kind of make it, because I do feel your sixth sense, you can train it. You can train it to be the best that you can be. Seriously. And it's funny too, because people talk about the lottery and stuff. This is kind of funny. I personally think that it's disrespectful. So you guys, I heard you can try it. So I did. And it was something about mining. But it's funny because when you ask your friend something and you half listen, that's what I kind of did. I half listened. I heard mining. So I go to the gas station and I got that Monopoly, the vault. And I was like, oh, I feel so sacrilegious doing this, take it home, and it doesn't hit. But I get something like one of the little announcements that card actually did hit from somebody who bought it online. I was like, are you kidding me? I don't know. I don't understand enough about lottery things to play it anyway, so waste the money. Anyway, so did you guys have any questions? Oh my gosh, Dawn, that's a huge sign. Oh my gosh. So Dawn is 2 days ago, a hummingbird in the house landed on me. Wow. So, okay, that's very clear that you obviously have a huge gift with animals. Hummingbirds too, angels, totally angel related. But it's also somebody is getting in touch with you. And I would feel I feel that's your angel, but I also feel your guide. You do have a guide who's coming through. And yes. Yeah, it's about relationship. It's about a relationship, Miss Dawn. It's about a relationship. It's kind of like believe in it, but don't settle for less. And don't feel trapped. Don't feel trapped because you can still have a relationship and date as you're, selling the house, whatever. But also, if I can say this without kind of like in code, but you're beautiful. You're absolutely beautiful. You were just, oh my gosh. And don't allow any situation to steal your sparkle because you get so weighed down by like home situations. Don't let them weigh you down. You're young still. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your youth worrying about things that aren't necessary. There's some things, you guys, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And it always gets better. But what I'd like you to do is, I do want you to, Margaret, you have Margaret. I do want you to ask Margaret. She said you can call her Peggy. You can call her Peggy, but Margaret, ask her for help. If you don't know how to figure something, if you need help with and Archangel Michael too. Archangel Michael's very good for lifting depression, So yes, definitely because it's time. I feel like there's somebody there waiting for you. Go have fun. You're still young. Enjoy. You are welcome. Let's see who passed. Oh, your grandmom. Your grandmom, Jen? Oh, no, seriously? Oh my gosh. That is so funny. You've gotten it once for your grandma and all of your numbers were one off. That's so frustrating. But the good thing is though, 1111, that's angel numbers. I know. See, like I'll probably never ask again because I felt really disrespectful. There's just some things, it's kind of like with some things. For instance, with a Bible, I would never throw a Bible away. Ever. Rosary beads, these came from Italy, but I always cherish them, always. Like crosses, angels, there's just some things, they're sacred and you leave them be. So I'm kind of strict with that kind of stuff. And the lottery kind of fell in there, unfortunately, too. So I do feel disrespectful asking. But yes, I have heard, though, Jen, where deceased loved ones, like your grandma, could come back and say, here, I got numbers for you. That's not disrespectful. Not at all. So go and have fun with it. All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to be here then again Saturday at 10. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. It means so much to me. You guys, I wish you all the very, very best and good things, good karma. Obviously, very good karma. Oh, I love you all and sending you many, many angel blessings and healing. I love you guys. We shall catch up. Have a good night and get some rest. So as my ex-husband, whose birthday is today, Vasily, happy birthday. But Kalanita. Night, you guys.